WL Louisiana Weekend News begins with breaking news.
3 officers were shot this morning during a standoff. They were responding to a double shooting that left a man in critical condition. We just learned that the officers are all expected to survive. Good evening and thanks so much for watching. I'm Whitney Miller. This all happened a little before 10 this morning. We just heard from the Jefferson Parish Sheriff, who told us that the suspected shooter is dead. We have team coverage this evening. Meg Ferris is at University Medical Center, where we're told that the officers were taken to be treated. But first, let's get out to Lily Cummings, who is at the scene. Lily, what are you seeing right now?
Whitney, yeah, it's been an active scene out here for several hours with JPSO, Kenner Police, as well as SWAT, ATF, a lot of different agencies responding to this. But at this time, those law enforcement agencies are starting to disperse. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see who we have still unseen here. At one point, Whitney, from my naked eye, I could see 36 different units that were responding to this. So obviously a very big scene throughout the day. We want to walk you through exactly what happened as we're getting a clearer picture at this point after hearing from JPSO and Kenner Police Chief just moments ago. So as you said, Whitney, at around 9:45 this morning, Kenner Police responded to 2 people being shot outside of a residence that happened in the 700 block of Farm Avenue. To give you all an idea of exactly where that is here in Kenner, that is near Airline Drive and Kenner Ave. Now, the victims of that shooting identified where they were shot from, and detectives say that they recognize that address belonging to 31-year-old Michael Lathers. Now, Lathers was wanted for an attempted murder and armed robbery that occurred earlier this week in Kenner, and officers say that they did have an outstanding warrant for him. Once they obtained a search warrant, they were able to go inside. SWAT team arrived to the scene to execute the warrant. The team made entry into the residence and immediately began receiving fire from Lathers. They say at least 1 SWAT member returned fire. 3 officers in total were shot, and it's unknown at this time if Lathers was struck during that initial contact. Now, following the shootings of those officers, Kenner Police requested JPSO to assist. That's why we heard from the sheriff just moments ago as well. Now, deputies went to the location, and within minutes, Lathers began shooting at JPSO, an armored vehicle that they had out here on scene. Deputies were inside at the time, but thankfully none of them were hurt. Multiple attempts were made to contact Lathers into negotiations, JPSO says, but all efforts were unsuccessful. So after firing into that armored vehicle, Lathers returned to a position. He was able to, JPSO, a sniper, was able to fire at Lathers, who was fatally wounded at that time. He was pronounced dead on the scene. At this time, that's what we know, and I know Meg Ferris is standing by at UMC where the officers were taken, and she has more on their conditions. But for now, Whitney, still an active scene out here. What we know exactly is essentially that there was this standoff lasting several hours stemming from this double shooting that occurred early this morning. Lathers was a known suspect to police, and at this time, he is now pronounced dead, being shot by that sniper. Whitney.
All right, thank you so much. Again, those officers, they were taken to University Medical. That's where Meg Ferris is right now. Meg, what can you tell us about the conditions of those officers?
Yes, Whitney, and of course it's never good when 3 officers are shot, but the good news here is that none have life-threatening injuries. Now, we're told they're brought here to UMC. That, of course, is the Level 1 Trauma Center, where they have every profession, every specialty on staff to immediately treat people who have major trauma. Now, we're told 1 officer, they were all men, 1 was shot in the arm and has been released. Another was shot in the leg and has been released. A 3rd was shot in the stomach side area and is still in the hospital. However, we are told that the bullet did not hit any major organs. So it was a type of bullet wound that went through and through. So that's better, of course, that there is no major organs hit. And the police were happy to report that they are all in no life-threatening injuries. Now, we're told that that officer who is still here at UMC has been stabilized. We don't know what condition he is in. But that's it from here from UMC, where people may wonder why are they brought to UMC and not a closer hospital to Kenner. That's because, again, this is the area's only level 1 trauma center where every specialty and doctor is within 10 minutes, and there's a blood supply for every type of blood, and there's every specialty here to immediately stop the bleeding and save lives, and then move forward with repairing any damage. So that's the best news from here at UMC. Reporting live, Meg Farris, WWL, Louisiana.